Hello, my name is Leon, and on behalf of Roxy's Music Store in Batavia, New York, I'm here to discuss the differences between acoustic accordions and Roland electronic V-Accordions. The subject of acoustic versus electronic instruments has been around since the 1950s, when the first electronic organs and synthesizers started to appear. And many people are very passionate in their belief that one, either acoustic or electronic, is better than the other. Well, it's not my purpose here to question anyone's genuine preference for either type. Rather, I'm here to present the facts, the real differences between the two types of instruments. Hopefully, this will help you in making your own selection. I will use in my comparison two acoustic models with slightly different capabilities. First is this Hohner. Hohner is a very respected name in acoustic accordions. This particular model, called the Atlantic 3, is one of their prior models. It was made in Germany. Most people agree that Hohner's genuine German-made reeds in their older models have superior tonal quality. This instrument is considered full-size for the reason that it has 41 keys on the treble side and 120 buttons on the bass side. It contains 3 reed sets on the treble side, a low, a medium, and a high, and 2 reed sets on the bass side. Some advanced accordionists might prefer a higher model possessing 5 treble side reed sets, but it's not necessary that I actually have such a higher model to demonstrate in this video. It will suffice for me to simply state the operational features of such higher models as the need arises. The fact is, this Hohner Atlantic is a fine instrument, one that many acoustic accordionists would be proud to own and play for many years. The second acoustic accordion that I will use in this presentation is this Titano. Titano is another very respected name in accordions. This particular model was made in Italy. Although it has the same number of keys and buttons as the Hohner, it's considered a lesser model for the reason that it has only 2 reed sets on the treble side, a low and a medium, and 1 reed combination on the bass side. But this Titano is still a quality instrument and would surely be highly approved by any accordion teacher as more than adequate for any typical beginning level accordion student. Indeed, its good tonal quality makes it even appropriate for intermediate and advanced level accordionists to play certain genres of music at different venues. For a V-accordion, I will use an FR1X, which is Roland's latest and junior model of their X series. Although this is their most economical model, its basic performance and tonal quality is representative of the higher models as well. So, everything that I demonstrate in this video on this FR1X is applicable to Roland's higher models, the FR3X and the flagship FR7X. And as the need arises, I can simply state the more advanced features of the higher models. With these 3 accordions, Hohner, Titano, and Roland FR1X, I should be able to make a fair general comparison of the basic operational features and playing characteristics of acoustic versus Roland V-accordions. The first thing that most acoustic accordionists comment on when they try out a Roland V-accordion for the first time is the difference in the general feel of its bellows action compared to the acoustic that they are used to. Typically, they will say that the bellows of a V-accordion seem to be overly stiff, requiring more physical strength to move in and out than the bellows on their acoustic. But it is important to realize 3 factors that affect this. First, on a V-accordion, there is an air resistance control to adjust how freely it passes air through the bellows. Second, because a V-accordion is fully electronic, it has a volume control to adjust the level of the sound that the instrument produces in the room. Third, each V-accordion provides the feature of adjusting the sensitivity of its internal bellows pressure sensor to accommodate for your particular playing style and physical strength. To make a fair analysis of the strength required to work the bellows of a V-accordion, all these factors must be considered. Let me begin with the V-Accordion's adjustable air resistance control. With it adjusted so that the valve is completely closed, the bellows feels, not surprisingly, very tight. No matter how hard I pull, the bellows does not expand very quickly. In contrast, if I adjust the control so that the air release valve is completely open, the bellows will expand quite freely. The control can be adjusted to many individual settings in between. Not all V-accordionists play with the instrument's valve adjusted in the completely open position. However, I will leave it open now because I want to demonstrate that my V-accordion can be set up so that its general physical playing characteristics are quite similar to that of an acoustic accordion. This air release adjustment defines the physical strength required to expand and contract the bellows at a certain desired rate, but it does not actually affect the sound level the instrument will produce in the room when I do expand the bellows at that rate. Please be patient, I'm not done yet. The second important factor that affects how much physical strength is required to play a V-accordion is the level setting of the volume control. You might immediately wonder, how could that be related? Well, it turns out that a common mistake that many people make when playing any electronic instrument that has dynamic response, such as a piano or an accordion, is to set the volume too low. Here's how most people accidentally do that. After first turning the instrument on, they play a few practice notes, instinctively with a fairly good strong force, and simultaneously they advance the volume control for a comfortable listening level, like this. But that is actually incorrect. Can you guess why? To demonstrate what is incorrect about it, let me switch temporarily to an acoustic accordion. Of course, an acoustic has no volume control. The amount of sound that I get is fixed by the design of the reeds. Some acoustic models are louder than others, but in general, most are quite loud. Indeed, that is one reason for the success of the accordion as an onstage instrument. If I pull the bellows as hard as I can, using the master reed combination on both the bass and treble sides, while at the same time holding down a few notes, I can get a sense for the maximum loudness of the instrument. Loud, isn't it? Of course, in an average-sized room, I wouldn't want to play the instrument that loud, but it has no volume control. It's an acoustic. So what must I do? Of course, I must play the instrument more softly by pushing and pulling on the bellows with less physical strength, like this. The same would be true on any acoustic piano. If a pianist were to bang hard on the keys of an acoustic piano, the sound would typically be too loud for an average-sized room. To produce an appropriate level of sound, the pianist must play more softly on the keys. A V-accordion provides an electronic simulation of an acoustic accordion, and ideally one would want that simulation to be as accurate as possible. So, if I pull or push as hard as I can on the bellows, I should get the very same loud sound that I just got on my acoustic. Obviously, with the way that I have previously adjusted the volume, I don't get as loud a sound. What I need to do is to turn the volume up, like this. Now the V-accordion will give me approximately the same loud sound that I got earlier when I pulled as hard as I could on my acoustic accordion. But of course, when I play my music, I don't want it to sound that loud. But it would be wrong at this point to lower the volume. Instead, in order to reduce the sound level in the room, I should do exactly as I do on an acoustic accordion. I should play it more softly, using less bellows pressure, like this. Indeed, if at this point I did reduce the volume, my V-accordion would no longer be accurately simulating an equivalent acoustic instrument. It would be like playing an acoustic with the reeds somehow muffled, maybe by stuffing packing material in the reed blocks. Now, wouldn't that be silly? Incidentally, setting the volume on any electronic instrument too low is actually a bad habit. If you regularly play with the volume set too low, over time, you may lose your skill in dynamic expression. Good dynamic expression requires fine control. With the volume on a V-accordion set too low, you will always be pulling and pushing on the bellows at close to maximum strength, not more lightly as you need to do for good dynamic expression. So, you need to turn that volume control up, such that the sound produced in the room is equivalent to that of an acoustic instrument when played at the same physical strength. In addition to helping you develop good dynamic expression with a lighter touch, increasing the volume helps you take better advantage of your instrument's full dynamic range. Finally, every Roland V-accordion allows you to adjust the sensitivity of its internal pressure sensor. This adjustment is provided on all of the V-accordion models as an internal parameter called Bellows curve. 5 levels of adjustment are provided: extra light, light, standard, heavy, and extra heavy. The default setting is standard. Thus, I can customize my instrument so that I can take best advantage of its full dynamic range depending on the type of music I play and depending on my particular body strength. Roland recommends experimenting with this adjustment over time. Try a new value, then play the instrument for a while before making another adjustment. With the air release valve, volume control, and bellows curve properly adjusted, the strength required to play my V-accordion is very similar to either of my acoustic instruments. Is it exactly the same, you ask? Well, if you want to split hairs, not all acoustics require the same exact strength. In my opinion, my Hohner passes air through its reeds a bit more freely than my Titano. But they are approximately equal, and properly adjusted, so is my V-accordion. Incidentally, these acoustic accordions provide no adjustment for the amount of strength required to play them. Their bellows resistance is fixed by the design of their reeds. But there is more to the general feel of an accordion than the strength required to pull and push the bellows. In the next segment, you will learn that a V-accordion's bellows playing characteristics give you certain advantages over an acoustic for playing your music. Stay tuned as the plot thickens.